So one way to think about blockchain is as a global append-only shared ledger which carries the programmable money we know today as Bitcoin. And blockchain is so called because instead of processing each transaction individually, it groups together blocks of transactions that are cryptographically linked together, forming a chain of blocks. And in the case of a public blockchain such as Bitcoin, creating a very transparent and immutable audit log. Now, blockchain has also been referred to as a DLT, a distributed ledger technology, referring to its distributed architecture, which creates a situation where there's no central point of attack, making it less vulnerable to fraud, manipulation, and hacks.
I think the impact on financial services will be rather profound. I think what the whole point of blockchain being a decentralized service is to allow individuals to transact directly in various forms. Now, obviously, the amount of instruments that are out there vary widely, but they enable people to do largely peer-to-peer, and then provide a lot of complex services around that. So for the financial services industry, this basically removes them as an intermediary through a lot of it. So it could be very disruptive in a negative sense, but also it allow, if they can employ blockchain technology internally, possibly reduce a lot of their own internal issues with regards to record keeping and other back office issues that create a lot of headaches both from a regulatory perspective and operational.
Bitcoin really solves a very long-standing problem known in computer science as the Byzantine generals problem. And that problem poses the question, how does one establish trust between two complete strangers across an untrusted network such as the internet? And Bitcoin really solves that problem. And the significance of that is that for the first time in history, anybody with a mobile phone can transfer value, such as money, Bitcoin, or traditional assets, real estate, houses, cars, stocks, in a completely peer-to-peer way with no intermediary, such as a central bank or any bank or a brokerage. And I'm just going to let the significance of that sink in for a moment.
Today, the auditors play an incredibly important role, but part of their job is to facilitate making sure that transactions are recorded the same in two different organizations or in multiple organizations. So there's a lot of cross-checking, a lot of verification, a lot of making sure that the data syncs up between organizations. Those same transactions end up on the blockchain. That functionality will probably go away over time, in that everybody will have a shared ledger. So there'll be no need for the auditors to maintain or synchronize the data across multiple organizations, effectively multiple ledgers. There'll be a single ledger. However, the problem shifts now because getting onto the blockchain will become incredibly important, sometimes referred to as a gateway problem, in that once the information is on the blockchain, it is shared. People believe it is what we call truth in that environment or in that application. But getting the information onto the blockchain becomes now critical. And I think this is the role that both accountants and auditors will play. The accountants will make sure that the right information is getting onto the blockchain, and the auditors will make sure that that information is accurate.
I think there's a few infrastructure issues. One of them is the lack of, and then a lot of these things are changing right now, but the lack of an industrial level custody solution where these managers can take in these assets, hold these assets, and have the assurance that they won't be hacked or disappear or won't be transferred from one wallet to the next. Another is the ability to have a secondary market trading platform for some of the security tokens, which is a new class of digital assets, wherein the underlying token is actually considered a security under U.S. securities laws, and these platforms are coming online, and beyond that, it's just also an issue of education. A lot of this space developed at kind of a grassroots development level, and it's just now that you're seeing institutional level managers actually exploring how these technologies can either make the existing instruments that they've been investing in for decades better, or looking at the underlying companies that actually use these instruments as part of their operations.